Welcome to episode 2 of Dallas and Eric at the Whiteboard. Today we sit down with Dallas and Eric to learn all about protein shakes. In today's episode, we go over the different forms of whey protein that are currently available on the market. We go over the different forms of casein protein, and we even give a couple ideas for meal replacement shakes for the busy individuals that just don't have time for solid food. Today's episode is sponsored by AJ's Equipment Cleaning. AJ's Equipment Cleaning offers an amazing service for sterilizing dumbbells, barbells, plates, and everything in between. You grip better, you feel better. The gym is just better after AJ's Equipment Cleaning is done. Contact AJ's Equipment Cleaning at gmail.com for more information on all the different services that they provide for your training facility. Black Crane Supplements. Black Crane Supplements has been turning the fitness industry on its head for the last 2 years, and they're not stopping. Black Crane Supplements offers products for real-world athletes backed by real science. For more information on all the products that Black Crane Supplements offers, visit them at blackcranesupplements.com. Black Crane Supplements has also partnered with a brand new lottery service called Fire Lotto. Fire Lotto is a cryptocurrency-based lottery system with 3 lotteries with draw-ins every 24 hours. The prize pool is at a value of almost $1 million and growing by the minute. For more information on how to get a part of this lottery system, visit blackcranesupplements.com and click on Fire Lotto and follow the very simple instructions. Good luck. Of course, we are always brought to you by Crossfit San Mateo. Crossfit San Mateo is not only the home of Dallas and Eric at the Whiteboard, but it is also home for some of the greatest athletes in the peninsula for the San Francisco Bay Area. For more information on all the great things that CrossFit San Mateo can offer you, visit crossfitsm.com. And without further ado, here it is, episode 2.
Hey everyone, Dallas and Eric here back at the Whiteboard to talk to you a little bit about protein powder. All the same, think again. First and foremost, content matters. So let's go ahead, Eric, and let's talk about the different types of protein that are in your standard containers. Where people get it from. I know I see a lot of people coming up with Costco or Target style protein, and they always ask me, is this protein good?
There's a lot of different proteins out there, and it's different filtration systems. Is all protein good? Sure. It's going to be better than nothing, especially in one of those tight situations where you haven't eaten, you just worked out, and you need some type of nutrients. Are there better ones out there? Yes. So we're going to give a quick little brief rundown on the different types that you're going to see out there.
So first off, when people come in, most of them have never been in such an environment where supplements are needed or whey protein powder is something that they should be taking or even know about it. So what is the whey protein? And when you say filtration system, what does that exactly mean when it comes to differentiating between the proteins?
So we'll start with the whey protein. That's the most common one that's out there. These all are derivatives of just milk. It's like you hear, even in the old kid songs, you got the whey, which is the stuff that sits on the top, and they just scrape it off, and then it goes through these very expensive, very fancy machines at these gigantic facilities, and it just breaks it down into different forms. Now, whey across the board is very standard. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's just protein. And that's where the confusion lies, is everyone just sees whey. And then there's some little, hyphenated name after it. You've got the whey concentrate, you've got ion exchange, you've got cold filtration, you've got hydrolyze, and there's a bunch of other ones out there, but we'll stick with the 4 basic ones. We're going to put them in order, essentially, worst to best. Whey concentrate. Now, this is the kind of stuff that you would generally see in big, giant bulk bags for, $9, $15, something like that at, the bulk superstore.
Yeah, now also, when people get this stuff, they need to be sure to they need to know where to find it, because it doesn't say on the covers whey concentrate. It doesn't say whey anything else. So make sure when you guys are buying your protein that you're actually turning the bag around, look at the ingredients, and seeing what type of whey protein is in your bag. Because odds are there's going to be multiple kinds, especially if there's a concentrate, as Eric's going to go into now. But that's where you're going to find it. It might just say whey protein in the brand, and then there's a box next to it that says whey protein in the brand. Those could be two completely different types of protein. So turn the bag or the box around the tub and look and see what type of protein is in the ingredients.
Yeah, and just like Dal said, turn it over, and everything's labeled. They have to be. For legal reasons, for insurance reasons, everything has to be on there. Otherwise, they get some pretty big trouble. I know when I got insurance done for Black Crane supplements, we had to go through tons and tons of paperwork to show how things were actually being manufactured, where the raw materials were coming from, and everything in between. It's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of being able to prove what is really going on with your products. Otherwise, insurance companies won't cover you. And it's a huge ordeal. And you don't get into big corporation stores, like Walmart, Costco, things like that, without having all your I's dotted. It's a really big ordeal. But going into the whey concentrate, this is generally the cheapest form that you're going to find. And it's just filled with lactose. Lactose is milk sugar. So when you take this in, you're going to end up getting a lot of bloats. This is where like the protein farts come in.
Just sits in your stomach.
It sits in the stomach. It doesn't break down very well. Usually when you try and mix it, if you're just trying to do it with a spoon, it gets clumpy. They're just...
For the record, don't mix your protein shakes with a spoon. Just, if you're the one doing that in the gym and it's not out of necessity, you need to get a protein shake, a shaker cup. Shake that baby up. Sorry, if you're trying to have it on the picture, on the bag with a spoon, it never works. It just makes a huge mess, and you end up eating more protein off of your spoon than you do actually getting anything in your drink. So that was a side note. That's just a free bonus for everybody. Get a shaker cup.
So you've got all the lactose in there, and now there's a couple issues with this. You've got bloat. You've got protein farts that no one wants to smell. But one of the biggest issues with it is when they do the calculations for this, it throws off the machine. So on the bag, it might say that you're going to get 24 grams of protein per scoop. That's not true. It's a huge variable on what you're actually going to get.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a really big ordeal. So then you move one step up to ion exchange whey isolates. Now, this is a real common one. A lot of big name companies use
it's like
this.
A standard whey isolate?
This would be the general standard practice of it. It's actually relatively expensive to do. However, it's not a good process. Ion exchange is heat extraction. Mm-hmm. So you actually run the issue of not getting all the lactose out, and you burn the protein. So you're not getting all the good stuff anyway. The only real positive thing that I've ever noticed from any brand ever utilizing ion exchange whey isolate is that it mixes with a spoon.
Oh, so there's the one with a spoon.
So that's a really good one to do for stuff like that. It's a very, very fine powder. And it's a lot less fluffy than just like a cold filtered whey isolate, which we'll get into next, or like even like hydrolyze. It's a very soft, almost like a granule, but it's not fluffy. It doesn't make a gigantic mess everywhere.
So most of you guys should be able to take all 3 or 4 of these types of proteins and put them in like a bowl. You can see the difference between a concentrate, an ion exchange, a hydrolyzed. You can actually see and feel the texture difference, and that's going to have a big effect on mixture, on absorption rates, etc. So if you have something that's already big and clumpy in your scooper, or at least just real powdery, compared to a hydrolyzed protein, which is going to go over in a second, which is very, very, very smooth and soft and flat when you scoop it, you're going to get a much different absorption rate because of having to break everything down.
Yeah. And then you've got cold filter whey isolates. Now there's a couple variations of this process, but this is the standard one. Now this is the better, if not the best one to do. This is great because when you extract all the lactose out of it, you're not damaging the actual protein. You're not burning it. You're not doing anything negative to it. And this is how you get all the lactose out of it, so you end up with a very clean, pure protein.
So is that in the standard everyday GNC protein?
No. Any standard whey protein out there has whey concentrate as a base. They might throw in an isolate so it breaks down a little bit faster, a little bit easier on the stomach, and then they'll throw in digestive enzymes in there too. So a lot of the companies, so they can get away with doing a much cheaper way, is to throw in something like protease, bromelain, other digestive enzymes to help kind of counteract the lactose issue.
I see. So where do you get the cold filtered, and how do you know? Does it say right there?
It'll say. People that manufacture cold filtered whey isolate, it's a very big thing. It's expensive to do, and they're very proud of it. The machines are expensive. We looked into doing one for Black Crane, and for us to buy one, it just wasn't cost effective.
Really?
As coming from a business owner aspect, it's not cost effective to manufacture whey protein. It's a publicly traded commodity, so you run into the same issues like with oil. They start skyrocketing because everyone's like, oh, this is a great investment. Everyone's going to buy protein. So just 6 years ago, you used to be able to buy great hydrolyzed protein for, under $20 a pound. Now you can get hydrolyzed protein for the better part of $40 to $50 a pound. It's crazy expensive.
Jeez. So what's the final kind of protein?
Well, now you go into the hydrolyzed protein. This is basically filtered down to the point where it's almost like it's pre-digested. Once it enters the body, it just goes poof, straight to the muscles. Now, this is really great for post-workout nutrition and really nothing else. It breaks down way too fast to be used as a meal replacement. Even if you added something into it, it's still being broken down too fast.
What about in a workout?
It's good for stuff like that. You would pick a carb to help shuttle the nutrients into the muscles, things like that. Bodybuilders who utilize insulin during their workouts and things like that, they like doing the hydrolyzed protein because it's so quick to just break down, go straight into the muscles where it needs to be, so they're just constantly healing and they're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
And the faster it breaks down, the less stress it has on your system.
Right.
Which is always a plus.
Right. So if you don't have to break down the lactose, you're not breaking down the milk sugar, it's less work for the body to do. So just like adding synthetic oil to your car, it's just going to run better.
So hydrolyzed protein, you probably have to search out a little bit more. You're not going to find hydrolyzed protein on a Costco shelf.
Not on Costco shelves. You can find it at most sports nutrition supplement stores, the big ones, GNC, Vitamin Shop, NutriShops generally carry some variation of it. So
I didn't realize they were at GNC.
They're out there. They're just pricey. It's going to be expensive, and you just figure out what your goals are. If you just need a good, clean protein post-workout, even ion exchange whey isolate is fine. They mix very well. They're generally very tasty. There's no weird chemical-y aftertaste for most of them. Cold filtered is a little bit better, but they are a couple bucks more. Mm-hmm. So you just find out,
what works best for you.
What works best for you, yeah.
And then we've gone over what. Now let's go over how much. And that's going to kind of delve into, you mentioned using protein shakes as a meal replacement, which I know a lot of people do. I've done. Mm-hmm. I used to do it all the time. Which protein would be the best for that? And then why do we need protein? And why can we get too much protein?
Why do you need protein? You need protein because the body does not store protein or amino acids. It stores carbs and it stores fat. That's why you don't generally see a large amount of carbohydrate replacement drinks, things like that. There's a couple companies that make them, but it's not a huge moneymaker. Most people would get those type of nutrients from actual food. But a lot of people have a hard time getting enough protein to satisfy whatever their fitness goals are.
Because it takes so much time to make actual protein.
It takes a lot of time to make, it takes a lot of time to eat. And if you're doing, a lot of red meat throughout the day, it's exhausting on your jaw.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to chew that much food.
As well as it's in your system longer, it takes longer to break down. And we're looking to do, if you have to do an endurance workout, you can't have a Five Guys double bacon cheeseburger, that entire day because you have to run and your system can't process all that before your workout.
Yeah, it's too much and it breaks down too slow. So you need the protein for just exactly what it is. It's protein. It needs to replenish the muscle tissues. That's where you're at. That's it.
That's it.
Can you get too much? Yes. Is it detrimental to your health? Not really. They've done a bunch of studies now that have actually proven that if you just overconsume protein, that it's not really detrimental to your health. If you're a natural athlete and you're not using, a huge amount of anabolic steroids and things like that, that would require, 3 to 5 pounds of red meat a day, you're not going to have to worry about kidney damage because the body's not going to be able to really utilize it. It's just waste. So you're eating food that the body's not going to utilize. It's like going to the casino and just going straight to the bathroom and leaving.
So your biggest issue with having too much protein is not that it's going to hurt your body.
It's just a waste.
It's just a waste. It's not going to help because now your body has to process all that.
It's processing it, you're stretching out your stomach, and you're just spending money on stuff that's not going to do anything.
Don't waste your money.
Don't waste your money.
So which protein shake would you say work best for meal replacement? Because it is a quick, easy way to get protein in, and some of them do have carbs, to at least get something into your body because most people don't get enough protein.
Oh, yeah. If you were going to just do a protein shake just because you didn't have the time to eat, which a lot of people don't, you're on the go, you've got kids, you've got work, you've got to travel, it's a lot. You can look at different ones that take longer to break down. So common ones you generally hear, maybe you've heard of casein. Well, there's two popular versions of casein. There's micellar casein, which is the one that takes a very long duration to break down, where it'll have a gradual breakdown over the better part of 6 hours. Then you've got hydrolyzed casein. Now, this is very expensive. Then this is a very small niche of athletes that utilize it. It breaks down very fast, and it breaks down just about as fast as hydrolyzed whey. It has a different amino acid structure. There's more leucine in the casein than there is in the whey. So they like it for the healing aspect of it. Is it cost effective? No. Is it beneficial? Yes. So you just have to kind of either bite the bullet on it and do it and you'll love it, or don't.
Okay. The choice is yours.
Now, some of you have seen this. This is starting to become a little bit more popular, is milk protein. You see it in the back of products. It's usually thrown in there when they have blended protein.
I'll see it as a milk concentrate.
Yeah.
Protein.
And it's always around, and it's not bad. And you're starting to see more milk isolates. This is actually a really good protein because it's the same kind of protein that would be in cheese, any kind of dairy. Milk protein is 20% whey and 80% casein. So it's going to have a fast and a slow breakdown. So if you just needed something, you said, okay, I've got 4 meetings back to back, then I got to get in the car and I got to drive from San Jose back to the house. I just need something to hold me over until I can get some real food. That is a great choice because you're going to get a quick breakdown of nutrients and then something to sustain you for quite some time.
There it is. So that's that practical piece right there where get the right kind of protein for the right job, which might be, everybody around here has meetings back to back to back all the time. And then everybody has to drive 30 minutes somewhere, 45 minutes somewhere. And it is a lot better to just have that on hand with you and pop that protein shake, have it for your drive, get to wherever you're trying to go, get a meal, get a workout, then get a meal, and keep feeding your system because it's just like Eric talked about earlier where if you don't, your body's going to start breaking itself down and getting too catabolic, and your workout's going to suffer. Any gains that you may have made previously is going to start to suffer, as well as your mood, and that's not a good thing. So again, casein protein hydrolyzed is probably best.
Hydrolyzed is going to be the best post-workout nutrition.
Okay, and then what would be the best for middle of the day meal replacement? Get me through my meeting.
Milk protein, or even just a simple whey isolate, just to get some type of nutrients back into the body.
Cool. And then is it good to take a carb with a protein?
It can be. If you were going to make your own, there's a lot of meal replacement and weight gainer ones out there that are essentially the same thing, just different marketing, but they're essentially the same thing.
Or could you do a protein shake and a real food carb?
Oh yeah, you're more than welcome to do what I like to do. If I know that my day is too busy where I got to drop off the little one at school, I got to drive 2 hours to a meeting, then I got to haul butt back to pick her up from school. I don't have time in any of that to go drop off shipment, come back, and somehow find a place to sit down and eat and order food or even cook it. So I will do a whey isolate. I will do oatmeal. I'll throw in a little bit of peanut butter with almond milk, and that's an entire meal.
And then if you have a microwave, that only takes 5 minutes, and you have it right there.
You don't even need a microwave. You can just shake it.
Oatmeal? You put oatmeal in your protein shaker?
Oh, yeah. If you add
Do you chew it?
No. You don't need a tremendous amount. If you need a lot of carbs, then you would have to switch the carb source around and do cream of rice.
I've never thought of that. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Because with oatmeal, it expands. So if I throw in, say I did a quarter of a cup of oatmeal in with this protein and a little bit of peanut butter, I can still shake it. If I do the equivalent of that, for the amount of carbs that I would get from cream of rice, it's too much. You can't shake it. So the cream of rice doesn't expand. There's no osmolarity to it. So adding water, it just stays the same size. That's it. You don't need to cook it. You can consume it straight out of the box. It tastes like kitty litter, but it works fantastic. It is probably one of, if not the best, post-workout carbs for someone who's got a long endurance base to do. It's going to break down very quick.
Oatmeal?
No, cream of rice. No, oatmeal causes too much bloat.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It's delicious, but no.
A little brown sugar.
But cream of rice is great because there's no osmolarity. Whatever is in the bowl or whatever you see in that container, that's how it's going to be in your stomach. You don't have to worry about drinking it and then 20 minutes later going, ooh.
Bathroom break. Yeah.
So there's no that feeling of, oh, why did I eat that? That was so much. Whatever you saw, that's how it is in the stomach.
That makes sense.
So you can make your own meal replacements, your own weight gainer shake, whatever works for you. That's just my personal take on it, what I like to do. I like adding the almond milk. I'll do vanilla almond milk, just so it has a little kick to it. So when I do a chocolate protein, it has that nice little sweet kick. And then I'll pick whatever carb I need for that duration of time. If I know that I'm just dropping the little one off at school, and then I've got, some office work to do and some shipments to make out of the warehouse, that's a great breakfast.
There you go. I think I've been doing this well over a decade and a half, and I've never heard of that. That's good. Always learn something new.
Yeah.
That wraps up our protein powders. All the same. Think again. Content matters. Remember, look at the back of the ingredients and see what you really are consuming. If you have any more questions, feel free to hit us up. You can come to the gym, CrossFit San Mateo, or find Eric at blacktrainsupplements.com.